What's up guys, Bearded Jeeper here, and today we're looking at some lights for the Cherokee. Alright, so we got these lights sent to us for the Cherokee from loyolight.com. I think that's how you say it. Loyo light.com. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check these out. Had enough offers for headlights for the JK, but this was the first company that really had some decent looking Cherokee headlights. So let's pop it open and see what we got in the box. Slide that one out of the way. Package nice and neat. And that's what you get, just a headlight. Foam in the box. And what you got down here, you actually have two of them. I've actually seen a lot of companies start to do this. It's, they're like vent holes. Say you get water behind this headlight, which you shouldn't if it's sealed properly, but say you get a little condensation and water behind it, you just pop these little caps off and you can let it air dry or take a little heat to it and dry it out, and then you put those right back on. So it's a neat way to dry out your headlight without having to unseal the whole thing. Feels solid. This still seems like it's a hard plastic, but it feels like it's made a little sturdier than some of the other ones that I've gotten. So I had to look this up. It said LED light with EMC, and I had no idea. I was like, what the heck is EMC? What does it mean? I don't know. Is it emergency something? I guess it's some sort of testing they do for these lights. I have a webpage pulled up here. It says EMC testing for lighting products. I guess it's this. So it says electrically powered lighting products are often required to be tested for electromagnetic compatibility. Testing demonstrates your lighting products electronic emissions the fact that they won't affect normal operations of the light or be affected by other products in the same environment. So it's not going to give you off any bad rays, or it doesn't give off any electromagnetic fields that are harmful to anything else. So it's kind of cool that that has that testing. I've never heard of that. It might be a thing, but it's just something I've never heard of. So you learn something new every day. You want to see these get installed in the Jeep. It's kind of a snowy, icy day, and I'm not really ready to install these headlights in the Jeep. But I'm gonna get them in there. We'll power them up. All right guys, so as you can tell, it's pretty icy, rainy. We've been having quite a bit of an ice storm today, but I still want to get these installed, and now that the Jeep is in the garage, that's gonna make it a little simpler. But I switched to my iPhone, so the quality might not be as great, but I didn't want to drag my DSLR out here in this crappy weather. You can probably hear it like pinging off everything right now. So yeah, I'm gonna get these installed. Ow. Ice hits in the back of the ear, hurt. All right, I'm getting in the garage here. Just have this grill setting on here. It's not even bolted in, and I don't have anything else hooked up. So I'm just gonna set these lights in here. I'm not even gonna bolt them up. It has a ring. If you've never removed the stock headlights, it's literally just like 4 screws, and it has a little bezel, and you pull that off. But I'm just gonna set them in here. It's gonna still provide the same light output. It's not gonna change that. So let's get these installed in the Jeep. So this is really easy to install. You can't really mess it up. You got the one plug that goes, you got the 2 vertical plugs and the 1 horizontal plug, and it literally plugs right in here. All right, and that's what the plug should look like. And you kind of wrestle the wires back in there and wrestle it into place. If these have a, looks upside down. There we go. Freezing rain. It's like hardcore rain, but it's all frozen. All right, but the headlights, those look really sharp. I really dig the look of those. So shiny. You can see me. Those look really nice. It almost looks too good for this Cherokee. Probably the shiniest, newest part this Cherokee's seen in a while. So this is just me playing with the plug here. They kind of come on for a second. This is me just pushing it in and out. And you hear it clicking. I can't tell where it's coming from, what fuse it's coming from. Alright guys, so after much trial and error, I finally figured it out. So, at least with my headlights, I guess the wiring can be a little bit different on every single one of these. So that's why they supplied me with this connector piece. So you can change around these pins to figure out what works for you. What I found worked, for me at least, is the black ground wire goes in the very bottom one, and then the red wire, if this is the orientation you have it in, the red wire's on your left and the yellow wire's on your right. And that seems to make the lights so they actually work right. And then we connect them to our anti-flicker harness so we don't get any flicker. And then up to the headlight. Now we gotta shove all this behind there and we'll get them mounted up so you guys can see what they look like. I'm not gonna do it right now, but this big back piece in the back of the light is actually too big to sit in here really nice. So I'm gonna have to take a cutoff wheel or some tin snips or something and make this a little bit wider of a hole so this will sit in there flush. You can see I got the other one in, but just by the top two screws here and the bottom two, there's kind of a gap here. So we'll get it just installed by the top two just so we can see what they look like on the Jeep. So that's what the lights look like on low beam. They're a lot brighter than stock for sure. There's your high beams. The lights aren't sitting completely level, so they look a little off, but they're just as bright on each side. But these lights are super bright and I really enjoy them. It kind of got frustrating for a little while, to be honest, of these lights not exactly being plug and play. They actually kind of went back and forth. The company was really responsive though, and any questions I had, we were talking back and forth via Facebook Messenger, and they always got back to me right away. So it wasn't a super huge deal, and this isn't my daily driver right now, but I still really like these lights. Once I finally figured out how to set them up exactly and what they needed to be like. But these lights are really bright and I really enjoy them, and I think they're gonna be a great fit for Project Zip Tie out on the trails. As soon as it gets dark out, I will do a night comparison or a night shot of how they look at night, but this is what they look like in the kind of dusk. Daytime is kind of a dark, dreary day, so they still put out quite a bit of light. I'll show you what these look like at night and give you some of my final thoughts on them. All right, so it's finally dark and we get to really see what these Loyo headlights look like. And there we go, that is low beam, that's high beam. Low beam, high beam. Oh, Keith, shut up. There we go.
Jeep will stop beeping for a second. But that's your low beam. They're angled a little weird just because I couldn't get those bottom bolts in. I gotta fix the housing, but that's your low beam. That's your high beam. Those are pretty freaking bright. So my final few thoughts are, I really like these headlights now that I finally got them figured out, and I figured out how the wiring goes and all the harness hooks up. These aren't exactly plug and play. I kind of had to fiddle with these to get them working, but they got me the anti-flicker harnesses, and when those didn't work completely, they got me those other little adapter plugs that I showed you, and we got it working. It took just trying to figure out what pins what. I guess different years went with different orientations of the black, red, and yellow wires. So once you get it figured out though, I really like these lights. One thing I would like for the company though is to get it so it's just plug and play, but I don't know if they can. Like I said, there's different years and the lights changed a little bit over the years, so I'm just happy that we got them working again. Lights are gonna be great for Project Zip Tie, but I'm gonna go ahead and take them off the Jeep so that way I can do the full tear down and not worry about damaging them. If you wanna get a set of these for yourself, I will link them in the description below. And if you have any questions once you get a set on how to install them or some of the troubleshooting I went through, just shoot me a comment, shoot me a message, I'll get right back to you. But as always guys, stay bearded, stay Jeepin', I'm out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell so you get notified when I post a new video.